What if everything you're running from is the very thing you need to run toward? What if that tightening in your chest, that urge to hit snooze, that desire to escape the difficult conversation isn't a signal to stop, but a signal to engage? The modern world sells you comfort on a screen, pillows for your head, algorithms for your opinions, escapes for your pain. And in this padded room, your spirit shrinks, your will atrophies. You become a spectator in your own life, a custodian of a museum of unused potential. But there is another way, a path not of avoidance, but of directed seeking. A path walked by the greatest minds, the most resilient warriors, the steadiest leaders in history. They didn't possess a different nervous system than you. They had forged a different relationship with the very sensation we now medicate and scroll away: discomfort. This is not about glorifying pain. This is not masochism. This is alchemy. Today, we descend into the forge of human potential. We will reframe the enemy. We will dissect the mechanism of growth, and you will learn with unwavering clarity why discomfort is your greatest teacher.
Why discomfort is your greatest teacher. Part 1. The modern lie and the ancient truth. We exist in the most insulated, temperature-controlled, distraction-saturated age in human history. And paradoxically, we are also an age of unprecedented anxiety, chronic dissatisfaction, and a profound, quiet sense of powerlessness. This is not a coincidence. It is a direct, causal relationship. It is the law of nature ignored. The Stoics, those architects of the inner fortress, understood this paradox with chilling clarity 2 millennia ago. Seneca, a man of immense wealth and power who voluntarily practiced poverty, observed, "It is difficulty that shows what men are." The comfort-seeking mind is like a ship that never leaves the harbor. It stays safe, clean, and untested, but it will never know the thrill of the open sea, the skill required to navigate a storm, the profound trust in its own timbers. It will never discover what it's made of. We have been sold a seductive, poisonous lie that the pinnacle of a well-lived life is the elimination of all friction, a state of perpetual, passive ease. So we systematically outsource our struggles. We desire the destination without the journey, the trophy without the training, the opinion without the critical thought, the connection without the vulnerability. We are building a paradise of passivity and wondering why we feel so weak inside it. But here is the ancient and unyielding truth, hammered into the pages of Marcus Aurelius's private journal as he commanded a dying empire on the war-torn frontiers. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Let this be the cornerstone of your new understanding. What stands in the way becomes the way. The obstacle is not a sign you're on the wrong path. It is the sign you're on the only path that matters. The discomfort you feel, that hollow dread in your stomach before a hard conversation, the burning in your lungs on the last sprint, the frustrating confusion of a new skill, that is not a malfunction, it is a feature. It is the signal flare illuminating the exact border of your current self. Your biology and your conditioning scream in unison, retreat, seek pleasure, conserve. Your duty as a mental Spartan is to become a linguist of your own being, to reinterpret that signal, to hear it not as a fire alarm, but as a school bell. Class is now in session. Your teacher is waiting, and its name is discomfort. Part 2. The 3 classrooms of discomfort. Discomfort is not a monolith. It teaches in 3 distinct yet interconnected classrooms. To master yourself, you must become a student in all 3. Classroom 1, the physical. This is the most primal, the most honest classroom. The shock of the cold plunge, the tremor in your muscles on the final grinding rep, the ache of holding a posture of focus, choosing the brisk walk in the rain over the warm, dry couch. This classroom's primary lesson is one of sovereignty. You are not a passenger in your body. You are its commander. Every voluntary act of physical discomfort is a deposit in the bank of your willpower. It is a neural rep, strengthening the connection between your conscious decision and your physiological response. The Spartan on the plains of Laconia knew this. The Roman legionary on the frozen Germanic frontier knew this. Their training was not merely for combat efficiency, it was for existential sovereignty. It was to know, beyond doubt, that hunger, cold, and fatigue were conditions to be managed, not masters to be obeyed. Physical discomfort teaches you the raw material of your being. It teaches you that your perceived limits are liars and that resilience is a muscle that only grows when tested to failure. Classroom 2, the emotional. This is the more complex, more treacherous classroom. This is the white-knuckled discomfort of radical honesty, of speaking a difficult truth with love, the hollow ache of sitting with grief, anger, or jealousy without anesthetizing it with distraction or vice. The sting of receiving unfair criticism and choosing curiosity over defensiveness. The vulnerability of saying, "I don't know," or "I need help," or "I was wrong." The fierce tension of holding a boundary when every people-pleasing fiber in you wants to yield. The Stoic slave-turned-philosopher Epictetus, whose body was literally owned by another, faced emotional hurricanes we scarcely comprehend. His entire philosophy is a lighthouse in that storm. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Emotional discomfort is the master teacher of discernment. It forces you, often brutally, to practice the core Stoic dichotomy of control. You cannot control the other person's words, their actions, their approval. You can only control your judgment of the event, your response, and your own virtue. Every time you lean into an emotional difficulty with reason and principle as your guides, you add a stone to the wall of your inner citadel. You become unshakable, not because the winds don't blow, but because you have practiced standing firm in the gale. Classroom 3, the cognitive. This is the classroom of the modern age's greatest famine, deep focus. It is the frustrating, mentally exhausting work of concentrated thought. The struggle to learn a complex language or a new software. The mental strain of writing, of creating something from nothing. The peculiar agony of boredom, of silence, of being alone with your own undistracted thoughts in a world screaming for your attention. Here, discomfort is the furnace where intelligence is forged into wisdom. The easy default path is consumption, scrolling, watching, absorbing pre-digested ideas. The hard, rewarding path is creation, synthesis, and critical challenge. Cognitive discomfort builds mental antifragility. It forges new neural pathways, strengthens concentration, and cultivates a mind that can penetrate complexity rather than flinch from it.
When you resist the itch to check a notification, when you sit with a problem until it yields, you are not just solving that problem. You are training your mind to be a weapon of precision and depth in a world of blunt instruments.
Part 3. The detailed curriculum. What this teacher imparts. So what is the precise syllabus of this demanding, relentless teacher? What diplomas does it confer? Profound self-knowledge. In the cocoon of comfort, you know only your preferences and aversions. You know what you like and dislike. In the arena of discomfort, you meet your true self. You discover your breaking points and your hidden reservoirs of strength. You learn your capacity for patience, courage, and grit. As the Stoics intended, you move from a vague idea of you to a clear, unflinching understanding of the character you possess and the character you must build. Discomfort holds up a mirror, and in it you see not your reflection, but your potential. Authentic gratitude. Comfort breeds entitlement. Discomfort breeds appreciation. You cannot genuinely cherish warmth unless you have been truly cold. You cannot value a moment of peace unless you have known chaos. You cannot savor a simple meal unless you have known hunger. Discomfort provides the essential contrast that transforms life's basics from expected entitlements into daily gifts. It recalibrates your baseline from expectation to appreciation. Unassailable agency. This is the core of the warrior mindset. Every single time you consciously, voluntarily move toward a discomfort, you perform an act of rebellion against a passive fate. You switch your internal narrative from "this is happening to me" to "I am choosing this challenge." This shift is seismic. It makes you the author of your story. You are no longer a leaf blown by the wind of circumstance, but the tree that bends and endures the storm. This cultivated agency is the source of all personal power. Antifragility. Beyond resilience. Resilience is the ability to withstand shock and return to baseline. Antifragility, as defined by Nassim Taleb, is the property of systems that gain from disorder, stress, and volatility. Your psyche can become antifragile. Discomfort is the specific stressor required. A life of curated comfort makes you brittle. One unexpected blow shatters you. A life of intelligent, voluntary discomfort makes you thrive on chaos. You don't just survive the blow, you learn from it, adapt because of it, and emerge stronger. Discomfort is the gym for your soul. The death of fear. Most fear is the fear of the sensation of discomfort, the anxiety, the awkwardness, the effort. When you befriend discomfort, when you see it as a teacher and not a predator, you drain fear of its power. You are no longer afraid of public speaking because of the nerves. You see the nerves as the energy for your performance. You are not afraid of failure because of the embarrassment. You see the lesson in the data. By regularly practicing with smaller discomforts, you inoculate yourself against the paralysis of larger fears. Part 4. The Practicum. Daily drills for the mental Spartan. Philosophy is just poetry unless it is lived. Theory without practice is intellectual entertainment. We are here for transformation. Here is your field manual. 1. The Morning Sovereign Protocol. Do not let the digital world colonize your mind within the first minute of consciousness. Begin in silence. Then immediately court a deliberate discomfort, a 90-second cold shower, a set of burpees until your heart hammers, writing one page of a difficult journal entry. This act, first thing, sets the hierarchy of the day. You command, your comfort obeys. You win your first victory before the world has fired its first shot. 2. The voluntary no drill. Once a day, consciously deny yourself an automatic trivial pleasure. Skip the afternoon sugar hit. Drink water instead of soda. Sit in a waiting room without pulling out your phone. In that small, created space of denial, you will find a quiet, powerful strength, the muscle of your will flexing. 3. The single hard thing first. Identify the one task, conversation, or project you are most dread avoiding. That is your primary objective for the day. Do not schedule it. Do not warm up to it. Attack it first. Write the email, make the call, start the chapter. This is the heart of the practice, translating philosophy into courageous, concrete action. It turns anxiety into momentum. 4. The reframing ritual. When involuntary discomfort strikes, the traffic jam, the rude comment, the canceled plan, the minor pain, this is your pop quiz. Do not narrate, "This is terrible." Practice the Stoic pivot. Say, "This is my training. This is the lesson for today. What virtue is being demanded of me? Patience? Equanimity? Humor? Forgiveness?" This ritual transforms you from a victim of the world's chaos into an eternal student, forever finding curriculum in the clutter of life. 5. The periodic deprivation exercise. Once a month, design a 24-hour period of intentional scarcity, a digital Sabbath, a day of fasting with proper knowledge and safety, a day of speaking only when necessary. This resets your baseline, shatters your complacency, and reminds you with visceral clarity how much you have and how little you actually need to be strong and content. Part 5. The ultimate graduation. The freedom of the forged. This is the final examination, and its passing grade is liberation. When you cease fleeing from discomfort, you achieve a freedom that no circumstance can revoke. You are free from the tyranny of your own fragile need for everything to be easy. You are free from the anxiety of things going wrong because you've reconceived wrong as instructive. You are free to engage with the full spectrum of human experience, the bitter and the sweet, with curiosity and strength, not aversion and fear. The mental Spartan does not pray for a calm sea. The mental Spartan prays for the skill to sail in stormy seas and the wisdom to know that it is in those storms where true sailors are made. The goal is not a life devoid of feeling. The goal is a life of virtuous action, of unyielding effectiveness, of unbreakable inner peace. Discomfort is the demanding, invaluable tuition you pay for that supreme degree. Conclusion. The invitation to the arena. So we return to that knot in your stomach, to that task you've highlighted and avoided, to that conversation hanging over you like a cloud. See it now with new eyes. It is not a monster blocking your path. It is a stern, silent master standing at the very edge of your current capabilities, arm extended, waiting to lead you into the next room of your own potential. It holds the exact lessons you need, strength you didn't know, calm you couldn't find, focus you thought you'd lost, and a freedom you've only glimpsed in dreams. The path of least resistance makes rivers and men crooked. It leads to the swamp of mediocrity.
Your path, the path of the mental Spartan, is cut toward the resistance. It is carved into the rock face of difficulty. It is forged in the furnace of voluntary struggle. Today, the bell rings. Your greatest teacher is waiting. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray to become a person who can thrive in a difficult one. And then, without fanfare, get to work. The forge is hot. The lesson is now. Train your mind. Conquer yourself.